For the next few weeks, I'm going to be sending over 25,000 cold emails for one of my client, and I'm going to be documenting my entire process and show you the results. See, I'm running outbound for some of the fastest growing B2B brands out there, but people still don't believe me when I say outbound is the fastest way to generate leads for your business. They think that everything lands in spam, it takes too long to work, and it can never compete with content or advertisement. So I gave myself next few weeks to prove them wrong, and I'm going to show you everything live: the infrastructure, the leads, the emails I wrote, the replies I got, every dollar that it cost me, and everything else. And most importantly, the results after a few weeks. So by the end of this video, you'll know exactly if cold email works or if I'm just burning my money for nothing. So let's start with how I built their entire infrastructure. So we wanted to send around 2,700 emails every single day, and all of these were cold emails, were also personalized. So we wanted to first figure out exactly how we can send this much emails, how we can distribute the volume across multiple domains, multiple mailboxes, and how we can minimize the cost of this entire infrastructure, and also how we can minimize the risk of all these emails getting into spam, and maximize the chances of how we can send all these emails, 99.9% of these emails, into the primary inbox. So for that, we came to a structure of let's send around 25 emails every single day per mailbox. This number keeps on changing. It also depends which provider you're using: SMTP, Google, Outlook, Azure, or something else. But based on what at the time period that we were doing it, 25 was a good number at that time, but it keeps on changing again. And then how many mailboxes can we have per domain? So since we are using Google, so it's always recommended to have around 3 mailboxes per domain. The less it is, the better chances of deliverability it is, but it also increases the cost, right? So 3 is something which is recommended. So based on this number, we calculated how many mailboxes we will be requiring. So 25 emails per day per mailbox, and in total we need to send 2,700 emails per day. So we calculated, we divided 2,700 by 25, and that came to be 108 mailboxes. So this means 2,700 divided by 25, which is 2,108 mailboxes. And the next question is, how many domains do we require? We require 108 mailboxes, but how many domains? So for domains, since we have 3 mailbox per domain, that means if we can divide 108 by 3, we'll get 36 domains. So we need to purchase 36 domains for this entire activity. Now, for purchasing these domains and these mailboxes, first of all, for domains, we use Spaceship. It's quite cheap. It's good as well. I've been using it since last 2 years. And for inbox provider, I use InboxKit, especially for Google, if I want to buy Google mailboxes, because first of all, it's the official Google Cloud partner. So there's literally no one in the market, as far as I know, which is an official partner of Google. So there's really trusted, and the IPs are really good. It's US IP email address. It's not a Indian IP, which has very bad sender reputation. So it's around $3 per mailbox. And for domains, for Spaceship, if you're buying .com domains, then it is $9 per year. So what we're gonna do first, let's calculate the domain cost, which is an annual recurring cost. You can treat it as one time as well. So let's multiply 9 multiplied by 36. So 9 into 36, that's around $324. And by the way, this is annual cost, can be treated as one time. And then the total monthly recurring cost of inboxes would be 3 multiplied by 108. So that would be 108 multiplied by 3. That's around $324. The same. So this is the entire expense of this infrastructure. But this also ensures that your deliverability would be maximum. All the emails that you are sending, most of them, like 95% plus guaranteed, are landing into primary if you're following all the best practices that I'm going to mention. The information about the client is as follows. It's a B2B SaaS. It's a PIM and DAM software. Typically, that means that they work with Shopify stores and other types of e-commerce stores in USA and help them syndicate their product across multiple storefronts at just one single click. So this is kind of the market where saturation is obviously there, but there's not a huge demand of this type of service or software. We have been working with them for almost more than a year now, And we've been running campaigns for so long now, but last few campaigns were not performing so well. So that's why it needs a complete rebuild. And I'm going to do that in this video itself. What we already have. So we already have the cold email infrastructure. That means all the domains and all the mailboxes. We already have scraped the TAM. That means all the Shopify stores which fits their ICP, the revenue band, and all other qualification criteria that they have. And we have all the verified emails of all those decision makers. And we have access to all the required tools like Clay, Smart Lead, and other things. If I show you the past few campaigns, you can see definitely some of the campaigns performed really well. For example, this campaign where we targeted general company emails, this typically works really well, but obviously there's a limit to the number of emails that we can scrape. But a few campaigns didn't got good positive replies, and that's what we are gonna solve in this video. So what I did, I took all these recent sequences, not all of them, but just the recent sequences which didn't work, and some of them which actually worked but didn't book the call. I took all of them along with the smart lead stats of those campaigns so that basically the AI model knows exactly what worked and what not worked. And I put everything into AI. So I created this Claude project for my client with all the information about the client. So the onboarding document that they provided to me. And essentially now this specific project will have all the information about the client. What I could have potentially done is that I could have also connected the MCP of Smart Lead using the MCP API and MCP of Clay and all of that. However, I don't think that's necessary for now because I'm really good at Clay and I'll potentially do this specific task way faster than how the MCP will do. So let's get into it. Essentially what I did, I copied all that information and like all those email sequences which didn't work and some of them which worked but didn't book the call into this specific prompt. And I said, hey, I've tested 10 plus campaign angles recently for Catsy, but nothing booked any call till now. I want you to perform a comprehensive research on what went wrong and what we should do instead based on past mistakes. Here's the recent angle I took which failed and it generated a single positive reply. And I pasted everything along with the email stats as well. Now, what it did a comprehensive research, and I always use this Opus 4.6 extended model. So it keeps on talking to itself. It's an agentic model. And then it identified a lot of problems and a lot of things that we could have improved. And then what I did, I read all of that and I asked it to create exact email sequences that I should use in the new campaign. And then it did that. It created a couple of email sequences in a document, which I went through. I liked some, I didn't like a lot. Then using my brain, what I did, I want you to create one email, which is the so it essentially suggested the 3-idea email, which potentially it looks something like this. So hi, first name, I looked at your company's Shopify store and spotted a few things that might be hurting conversions and then giving them those custom ideas. And we generate these custom ideas via Clayagent. So Clayagent is Clay's AI web research agent. It goes on all those leads website and identify certain patterns which we could potentially, or which Catsy could potentially improve. And we highlight those. Now this type of custom angle actually works really well for some of those companies, but for some others it doesn't really work well. But we just tested that and it didn't actually work. I actually tested this angle and it didn't work for Catsy. So I think what could potentially work well is if you don't mention these 3 angles in the email, instead we just tell them that, hey, I have identified 3 potential things which are hurting your conversions, and would you mind if I just share it with you? And that's exactly what I said. And what gave me that idea? This email gave me that idea. I went through all those similar types of emails and I thought that that could work really well. And that's what I would suggest you. If nothing is working for you, then potentially this type of angle where you say that, hey, I have identified few things which you could do to get better at the desired outcome, whatever your product or whatever solution solves. And then just ask them, just ask them permission to share them. And also mention that no need to hop on a call. It's completely for free. So they know that there's no commitment required on their end. And most of them say yes, because there's nothing to lose for them, right? And that's exactly what approach I implemented. And I said, so I want you to create one email, which is a 3 ideas email. However, it does not give those ideas in the email itself. If we can just tell them that, hey, I had a couple of ideas which are potentially impacting conversions or something which matters to them a lot, which CATSI is solving. And then we can ask them that, hey, can I share it? And there's no call needed. In that case, there's a higher chances that they will reply yes. And in this email, like we should also use one variable to make it personalized. So this is also something that I do that I want you guys to do in your campaigns as well. Don't keep your entire email very generic, just like what I told you. For example, the first email that I showed you was quite generic because we are not using any personalization variable. Definitely, Shopify store is a personalization variable because we are reaching out to Shopify stores, so they would understand that, hey, I am a Shopify store. This guy might have done some research, but it's not like a really good personalization, right? So I typically use some specific personalization which makes the email only relevant for them and very specific to them. So that's why I asked it to like identify good variables so that I can use those in my email campaigns and I can enrich those variable on click. And those variables should make the email super personalized. It can be either the best product of the company. I just gave it some examples. So we can reference their best product and we can easily scrape it via Clegent. Or it can be the product type or typical types of product that they sell. So it needs to be one variable which connects everything, the entire email, and makes it really relevant and personalized as well. It shouldn't be some random thing which it is not like even fitting well in the email copy. And then it actually complemented my thinking, said that great thinking, teasing the ideas without giving them away in the email is the right move. It creates curiosity gaps. Okay, ignore this. But here's the email that it gave, which I really liked. Hi, first name. I went through companies' XYZ pages. For example, let's say it's a shoe company. I went through your shoe pages. I mean, your shoe products pages and spotted 3 things in how your product data is set up and are likely costing you conversions. Nothing major to fix, just gaps that I see with brands selling shoes online. I documented everything with specifics and I sent it over. Now, I liked this email, but I think there's a lot of fluff inside it which could potentially be removed. So I created my own version. And what I did was I created this hi first name. I went through your product type pages and spotted 3 things in how your product data is set up and are likely costing your conversions. And then without any more fluff, I just say, can I send a couple of fixes over? No call needed. And this is a really direct email, which is giving value. That's it. And it's also personalized. As you can see, we're using product type variables. So I'm gonna use this. This is gonna be our email sequence for now, and this no follow up. I always recommend, like whenever you are testing stuff and you are not able to find right angle or right sequence or right offer which is working for you, always like just avoid follow-ups. We don't need follow. We cannot afford to use follow-ups because you haven't even find the right email one yet. So I always recommend just test stuff with email one copy itself. So have multiple email one and then test it as an A/B testing campaign. For now, I think this would blow up. This would perform way better compared to the past campaigns. That's why I'm just testing one single thing. And then we also need a reply, right? Because once this person say, because we're gonna get a lot of yeses from this copy, but we need some kind of template so that it replies back with a highly personalized email and the value that we promised. So it says something like this, and actually I generated it via Claude itself. So I said that now I want you to create a reply template, which when the prospect says yes, please send that specific reply template with those 3 ideas that I have researched through Perplexity. This like messed up. So essentially what I'm gonna do whenever I get any positive reply, I'm gonna use Perplexity agent to go through their website and then eventually find out really killer ideas that they could implement. And eventually I'll just frame it, right? And I can automate that process of reply management using an n8n workflow or just using Claude Code and deploying it on triggers.dev. So I asked it, and then like I also said that when I dig a bit deeper, also say this in the email. When I dig a bit deeper into it, I also found a lot of things that needs to be changed, and these were not just some surface ideas I gave. but I actually have created a full document with major fixes that you can do right now, which I think which I think will improve your conversions significantly. I would love to walk you through the document one on one here in my and here's my calendar booking link, right? So essentially, we are not trying to book a call from our email one itself. The purpose of our email one is to give them value and build trust. Once we give them enough value from the three custom ideas, these three ideas that we gave it, then they know that we are not just some random guy on internet who is cold emailing them. We are actually knows what we are talking about, and we have actually gained their trust, a bit of trust, right? And then what it does is it once that trust is established, and once they realize that, hey, this guy have a lot more things that they would like to present, then they would love to be on the call, because again, we are not just saying that, hey, we have built XYZ for you, I would love to share that with you on the call. It's not just that, it's also we already shared some information, so we have proved that we are worthy of their time. That's what we have proved, right? So that's what we are saying. Here's what I found. Here are three ideas. These were just the surface level stuff. When I dug deeper into your catalog, I found a lot more that's worth fixing. Things that are harder to spot but have a bigger impact on conversions. Sorry. I put together a full document covering the major fixes I'd prioritize for your company. Would love to walk you through it, like just 15 minutes max. Here's my calendar. If you don't find the call valuable, I'll donate $100 to your favorite charity. This is just a way how we can make your increase the call booking rate, or you can say increase the rate of positive replies to meeting books, and also increase the show up rates as well. And the reason why we do the reason why a lot of people won't even think about claiming it is they'll just get incredible amount of value. No one just, I mean, I did this a lot of times, and no one says that we didn't got any value from the call, because I know for sure that they will get a lot of value, and this won't even happen. So essentially, this is the reply template that we're gonna use when the prospect says, or when the lead says yes to our main email, and we can automate this as well, right? So let's set up this entire thing on Clay. So here's what I have on Clay. I already have the TAM list scraped. As I said that here we already have the scraped TAM with verified emails, and here's what we are going to cover in this video. I've already analyzed the past campaigns and found elements which might work. So this is something that I've already did via Claude. Then I've created a new low risk campaign angle and sequences and reply scenario. I already did that via Claude again. And then the next step is to create lead list on Clay. And then further, the next step would be to create a campaign on Smart Lead. So the next step here, immediate next step is going to be setting up the lead list on Clay. So this is the TAM list. I've already re-verified all of them, and I had 30,300 plus emails. Out of that, around almost 28,000 are verified right now. Now what I'll do, the immediate next step is going to be to find the variable that we need. And the only variable in the copy that we're going to use is the product type variable. We are not going to use any other variable at all. We already have the first name, that's the basic variable. But the product type variable is the most important one, that is going to like just make our email really personalized. So typically to generate the variable prompts, what I do, I will copy the main email and I'll paste it on Claude project of the client, and I'll say generate a variable research prompt for this email sequence for product type variable for Claygen, which is AI web research agent. Okay, so it will create a really good prompt, and then meanwhile what I can do, I can click on add column, and I'll click on use AI. And then typically Claygen offers two different options. Either it will help you to generate a prompt from a prompt, or you can just configure your own prompt. I typically configure my own prompt. And then essentially I always use GPT-4o Mini because it's really fast. It's really affordable as well. And then I'll paste the prompt here. So let's see if it has the prompt ready. Okay, so it has the prompt. Let's see what the prompt says. If you're a product data researcher given a company's website, identify the single most specific product type they sell that has the most product pages on their site. Input, here's the company website URL and instructions. Visit the website, identify what they sell, look at the main product categories, pick one, formatting rules. Cool. It also gave the examples. Awesome. And then examples of bad output. Cool. So we don't need these bad outputs. Output return only the product type, no explanation, just the words. I think it also missed the fallback. So I always have the fallbacks on my Claygen prompts. For example, if for any reason it is not able to crawl through their website, then it should output some generic stuff, right? So what I would say, include a fallback in case Claygen is not able to okay. So now it will give me an updated prompt with the fallback as well. Here's the fallback, which is a product. That's fine. Now what I'll do, I'll just copy this and let me copy this properly. Okay, and I'll go to Clay and I'll just paste everything here. I also need to map out the website variable. Okay, so I've mapped out the website as well. Okay, everything's fine. Now I always use this JSON schema as an output format. I'll always like generate it from prompt. That's typically I do. No need to even cross verify it. And then I'll just save this and run it for 10 rows just to be 100% sure that it is working fine and giving me the right output or not. So I'll just wait until it finishes. One more thing that I check is typically how much cost how much it is costing me to actually generate the output. And I'll just tell you one more really good tip so that you don't actually spend a lot of money on Clay credits. Instead, you just save a lot of bucks, right? But meanwhile, we can see we have started getting a lot of outputs. Let me add this product type variable as a separate column. And it seems like all these outputs are pretty good. Awesome. Cool. So we have everything here and I think this is pretty good. Let me test it with some more rows just to be 100% sure that the prompt is working fine. And then I'll also check the pricing. So the pricing for this is 0.00091 bucks. So, and I have around 27,900 rows. Let's calculate the average. So this is this is almost 0.001. This is 0.001. This is 0.0016. This is 0.001. This is 0.0039. Okay, so if I take the average, I think it would be 0.002 just by looking at it. So that means 0.002 bucks to enrich the variable for one single row multiplied by 27,918 rows. That means $55 or almost $56. So it's going to cost me around $50 to $100 to enrich this entire list, just one variable. I can give you a tip here. You can actually use open source models to do this, and you can host that open source model on cloud server, which is typically 20x cheaper than this. So 20x cheaper is almost like 2.5 bucks for this entire list enrichment, which is like really cheap compared to $55 for this list that you're spending on GPT-4o Mini. For now, I don't want to do all that hassle. By the way, if you are actually looking to do that on open source model, then I would suggest using the GPT-OSS 20B model. The 20B model, I've tested it a lot and it typically works as like the quality is approx almost same as GPT-4o Mini. The speed is low, obviously, but you can host it on platforms like NGRock or there's one more really good platform. It's called Deep Infra. Uh, it's a platform where you can rent cloud servers and host your local LLM or like open source LLM on that, and it works really well. So you can do that. And you can also use it inside of Clay by using HTTP API request. However, right now I'll just keep it super simple. Instead of enriching, so this is the way how I was saying how you can save costs. The one was using open source models. Another was, which you should always do, don't enrich your entire list. It's like my TAM is like 30,000 almost, right? I don't want to enrich my entire TAM because I don't know whether this campaign would work or not. What if like I enriched everything, I spent $55 and this campaign flopped, and I would just know this campaign is flopped by just 3,000 or 4,000 cents. If it didn't got a single positive after 3 or 4,000 cents, that means like this campaign is a total failure, right? I'll just know the campaign is working in just like 500 or 1,000 email sends because I'll start getting positive replies. So what I'll do, instead of enriching the entire list, I'll just enrich just 3,000 rows for now. In order to do that, what I'll do, I'll just divide this into. Now there's a lot of ways how you can do it. I will use round robin approach to actually limit the number of rows it enriches, and I will just divide this lead list into, let's say, 6 or 7 different parts. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then I'll just save it and run all of that. Typically, if you don't know what round robin means, it typically divides your entire lead list into X number of equal parts. Now for us, X equals to 7 because I've set 7 different labels. So you can see it assigned one label randomly to each of the rows. And since we have almost like 28,000 rows, so that means 28,000 divided by 7, that means 4,000. So for one single number, we have 4,000 rows. Now what I'll do, I'll filter out this entire list just for number 1. So that means, okay, let me remove this filter for now. I need to add that as another column to include it in action. So this is the label, create column, and then like I'll just add a filter, and again I'll just use label equals to 1. So you can treat it as phase 1, right? So in phase 1 we have around 1,100 leads for now. It is like the list is like not fully enriched, right? It's like still loading, that's why. But eventually we'll have around 4,000 here, or maybe like less than 5,000. And what I want to do, I want to just enrich this variable just for the number 1 label rows. And I don't want to enrich it for all the rows, right? Because it's a phase 1, it's a testing phase. I just want to test it with just 5,000 random or 4,000 random leads. So what I'll do, I'll just first edit this, and I'll just change the conditional run settings here, and I'll add only run if label equals to 1. I'll click and I'll save run for 10 rows, and I'll wait until it actually runs for just 10 rows. Okay, it says run condition not met. Seems like I missed the codes here. Let me try this again. It should run now. Okay, let's see what's wrong. So this is the, okay, so the data type here is URL. It should be number. Save. Run. Let's see. Awesome. So now it started working. It's running for, it's only running for the label one here. It's not running for other random labels. And in order to verify that, I'll just set this label filter to 2. And let's see if this is running for 2 or not. Okay, so you can see the run condition not met is for all the rest labels. So I'll just set it back to 1 because now I know that it is working for 1. Awesome. And you can see like it is using the fallback in case it is not able to find the product. So I was unable to access the main product offering or categories on ritualgym.com and could not determine a specific product type. That's why it just outputted product, and that's fine. So now I have everything right. Now what I'll do, I'll just set up a campaign really quick on Smart Lead. I have my Smart Lead instance opened here. And what I typically do, I don't create campaigns from scratch. I want to just save a lot of time, and not to save a lot of time, I'll just duplicate my any random past campaign because the settings are copied, right? I don't want to do all those settings from scratch. Now, the first thing whenever I do for creating any campaign is always and always upload the lead list properly with mapped variables, which I'll do once my list is fully enriched. You can see right now we have almost 4,000 leads in label one filter. Now what I'll do, I'll just go to sequences for now, set the right sequences. These are my old campaign sequences, which actually didn't work, right? You can see that I've also tested the three idea campaign, but it didn't work. So now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to test one single email, and this subject line, okay, I think I have an interesting subject line in my mind. Awesome. So I think this subject line is way more attractive. And then here's the email. So the email looks something like this. Now, at first, before putting this email, I would need to actually apply spin texts here. So what I'll say, I'll go to Claude again, and I'll say apply email spin text in this copy. Use a smart lead spin texting format. And I'll also give it a humanizing prompt. So this is a humanizing prompt that I'm giving it. Rewrite the text right like it was written by a smart human with skin in the game, and all those random things, so that it doesn't use as AI vocabulary and it looks like human. A lot of times when you spin text, the alternate words that it generates are like too AI-ish, and I don't like that. Okay, so we have it now. Hi, first name. I went through, looked through, browsed. Okay, awesome. All these three looks really good. Product type pages, and spotted, found, noticed. Three things, a few things, a couple of gaps in how product data is set up. And likely could be or are probably costing you conversion, hurting your conversion. Okay, awesome. I really love this. Now what I'll do, I'll just copy this. Okay, I also want to retain the signature, and always have the signature just like the inbox name that you have. What I will do typically is I'll use a variable called sender first name. I don't know what's the exact mapping for this, but I'll just ask this. What's the exact variable for in Smart Lead? So essentially I want to so each inbox can have different first name, right? The sender first name. So we want to use that. And I'm relying on Claude to research about it. So you can see Claude is going over the web, going over all those Smart Lead pages and researching this for me, which saves me a lot of time. So I'll just wait until it finds it for me. Meanwhile, I can see most of my list is actually done. I think it's fully done. Yeah, it's fully done. So I can see there are almost 4,000 rows. Let me refresh. I'm not seeing any loading icon here, as you can see. Typically, if it's enriching, then you will see loading instead of this play button. So I'm assuming it's fully done now. So now what I'll do, I'll just randomly look through it. By just randomly looking, it looks really good. Now what I'll do, I'll just hide the columns which I don't need. For example, this one, this one, this one, this one, and then this one as well. I don't need these. Awesome. So now I have the emails. I have the product type, and I have the first name. This is typically what you need, and the company name as well. I'll just click on export. I'll just click on download CSV. I could have also connected this with Smartlead via API. Definitely I can do that, but I just prefer doing it via CSV. And then I'll just click on downloads, and then I'll go to, okay, first I'll save it, and I'll go to import lead, and then I'll just click on CSV downloads. This is something important. So import leads even if they are in global block list. Always select this at yes. Import leads even if they are in unsubscribe list. No, we don't want to reach out to leads which are in unsubscribe list. Import leads even if yes. Ignore leads that, okay, no. Okay, so these are the settings that I always do. This is first one is turned on, third one is turned on. Rest else is like turned off. Let's map it. Everything is mapped correctly except the product type. Awesome. So we have mapped everything. I'll go to save, click on save and next. I'll let it import the entire CSV. Meanwhile, I'll close this because our clay work is done. And awesome, we have the exact variable name here, which is percentage sender first name percentage. Awesome. So I'll use that in our signature and we are all done. I'll just preview to the final review whether all the variables are perfectly mapped or not. If it is mapped, then I'll just launch the campaigns. That's typically what we do, like the end-to-end process. It literally took, I don't know how much time it took, but it's probably like, it was really quick. Cool. So I'll just wait until this completes. Okay, so it says that I'm over limits. These many leads were uploaded and 299 leads was skipped. That's fine. Just 300 leads was skipped. Okay, I don't care. How can I close this? I'll just refresh. Awesome. So I have those leads uploaded now. I'll just go to added campaign. I'm fine with 3600. My 90% list is uploaded now. So I'm mapping out the right variables right now, which is first this product type. So let me map it out correctly. And then I'll also preview whether it's actually showing. Yeah, okay. So glycerine soap pages plus Armando. Hi. Okay, so first name is not correctly mapped. This is like really important to like properly preview everything before you actually send. Okay, so now it's looking good, right? Awesome. Yeah. So it looks really good now. I'll just check it with few other leads. Awesome. So it's working really well. It's looking personalized. Now I'll just save this. I have saw that we have already imported those leads. We have saved the sequence. In the setup, I'll typically just connect the right mailboxes. So for this specific client, I'm using Zapmail. So I'll just select the Zapmail tag. I have 150 mailboxes. We are sending 10 emails per day per mailbox. That means 1500 emails a day. That's a healthy volume. And we have 50% Outlook, 50% Google. And then I'll set up the time zone as Central America. Okay, it doesn't really have Central America. Okay, let's put Los Angeles. Max number of leads. I'll just max this out. I don't want to set any limit here. Modify. So campaign name. So let's say the campaign name can be 3 ideas decoy offer. And then yep, always select this. We just need to send plain emails without any HTML. And I want to use the IntelliCategorize as well. I typically select all of these. Cool. I also select this for bounce rate protection, 4%. Save general settings, and then I'll just click on save and next, and I'll just do the final review. All of this looks really good. Uh, you can see like this is not populated yet because we don't have the sender email right now, but this is fine because like this is from Smartly's original source, so this would like populate well, right? It says your signature will be available to preview in the test email when you start the live campaign, so it won't be able to preview right now. That's fine. I'll click on start campaign, and I always skip all the spam tests. It's just a way to get more money out of your pocket. And boom, we have the campaign live. I'm pretty much sure that this would at least perform way better than the past campaigns. So it's been almost 2 weeks. I have been waiting for this moment to show you the results. So it's pretty good. This is the campaign that we created at that time. We sent around 25,723 emails. Let me refresh this as well, and let me put the yeah, so you can see like this is refresh stats, 25,000 email sends, almost 40 positive replies, which is pretty damn good. Let me show you some replies as well. So I'll go to inbox, master inbox, and then I'll just put some filters to filter out the interested, meeting request, and positive responses. And I'll just click on apply. So here's the type of responses that we received. As you can see, this is the first email that we typically send. Hi Ark, I browsed your recorders page and spotted a few things in how your product data is organized that are likely hurting your conversions. Want me to send me the specific details? And the prospect said, I'm open to hearing your observations. As you can see, like we're not directly pitching the main offer. We are first trying to give them value and spot the exact pain points and show them. And then here's what our reply agent sent them. Hey, Eric, here's what I found on Vesh Music's recorder pages. And then we generated all those personalized ideas that we had for them based on when our reply agent visited their website and then figured out what are the things which they are missing, or some problems in the on how their data is organized in terms of syndication and all. And then we also dropped our form link so that prospects can click here and then fill the form in my client's website and then book a call with him, with the founder. So that's exactly what happened. So typically after responding this and after giving them value, this guy said, sounds interesting. I have filled out the form. Thanks. And then he eventually booked a call. And then typically what my team did, they also forwarded the entire email to my client's main email. Have tons and tons of such responses. This the prospect replied, please send them over what you found, and then we responded with the exact things that we found. So this is exactly how everything works. All these leads are executives at e-commerce companies making over 5 million plus ARR, and they're not just some brokey founder who won't be able to afford your packages. This is the power of cold emails. If you want me and my team to build this entire system for you, build out the offers, funnels, and the outbound systems, and actually make it profitable, then apply to work with us from the link in the description.